Spark Knight Klee of the Knights of Favonius reporting for duty. There's some more, but, I forgot. I'm not so good at remembering. Klee was a brave girl today. I found a really weird-looking lizard. Want me to show it to you? Do you want to come fish blasting with me? I'll get grounded for a whole day, but it's way worth it because the fish taste so good. Explosion inside city wall, grounded be thy woe. Explosions can hurt people, Jean can be dreadful. Mondstadt be bombed, Klee be doomed. Those are the survival rules that the Knights of Favonius gave me. Lucky all my new bombs are waterproof. Why'd I blow up? Oh, wait, it's just thunder and lightning. Whew. Dear Animal God, please make Klee's bombs blow in the right direction and only blow up bad guys. The end. Good morning. Can I come play with you today? Please? I want to go on an adventure. Lunchtime. What do you want to eat today? Let me see if the Tibet travel guide has any suggestions. Good evening. Can you please tell Hoffman that Klee is not a baby and is definitely allowed out to play at night? Please take me out to play together. Hey, I know I said I don't want to go home and all, but now it's nighttime and I can't find my way home in the dark. Can you please take me home on your way back? Please? Oh, I broke one of the blades on the windmill. I'm really sorry. I'm really good at fixing things, though. I can help. Huh? What do you mean that's child labor? What even is child labor? Does that mean I can't help? You're an honorary knight, but I've been a Spark Knight longer. That means I'm higher up than you, right? So you have to do what I say. So, can you not say anything about the big disaster I caused? It was an accident. No, it's only 9 o'clock. I'm staying up to watch the Circus Special Midnight Performance. You're supposed to be my best friend. Don't even think about trying to send me home. This little marble is supposed to be a present from Barbados to say, well done? Well done for what, though? He is the god of freedom, I guess. Maybe that's why he likes me. All right, from now on, I'll say thank you to Barbados by showing that I have the freedom to blow up as many fish as I want. Am I doing it right? At the Knights of Favonius building, you're not allowed to blow up the walls. Shame. It would make getting out of solitary confinement way easier. But if I did so much as try to blow up the wall, Jean would make sure Klee never sees the light of day again. That's what Jean said. Kaya told me. Every lizard has a different pattern on his back, and some of them you can use their dried-out tails to make gunpowder with. I know because Albedo told me so. Razor's one of my best buddies. Whenever a disaster happens, he always knows the best way to fix it and helps keep Klee safe. But most of the time, I'm the one who caused the disaster. My mom and dad are the famousest travelers in Tibet. Mom writes the Tibet travel guide so all the restaurants and hotels in the whole world care what she thinks about them. Kaya is the best! He wrote the Favonia survival rulebook for me, and he always helps me cover it up when I make a big disaster. Amber is the best! Baron Benny is so fluffy and he even explodes! So cool! Master Jean is the best, but she's also a little bit scary. He's one of the weird grown-ups. He's so grumpy all the time. Why does he never smile? Lisa is the best. She always sneaks me some treats when I visit her at the workshop. Huh. I just remembered I was gonna ask her if I could use the workshop to make some new gunpowder, but I totally forgot. Bennett is the best. I always find way more treasure if I go adventuring with Bennett. But he never finds any. Why is that anyway? Diona is the best. I like listening to her. Last time I heard her say, I'm gonna destroy the wine industry in this city if it's the last thing I do. And I'm gonna help her using my bombs. I don't know what a wine industry is, though. Is it a monster? Me and Albedo have a secret code. Whenever he puts a sign on his workshop door saying experiment in progress, that's code for come back later, Klee. Albedo's really nice and he's so patient with me, so I don't mind waiting until he's finished with his work. Mona is the best. It's so much fun when she comes to play with me and Albedo. She talks about all these amazing things, and I don't understand most of it, but I just love it when Mona comes around. Sucrose is the best. This one time she asked me if I wanted a Jumpy Dumpty that can run as well as jump. Well, duh! Of course I do. I want hundreds of them. I want to put them on every street, every staircase, and every square in Mondstadt. Hello. Are you here for playtime with Klee? Yeah, this is my new and improved bomb. What do you think? Great, huh? Oh, but if you find it near any fires, it's not mine. Definitely not mine. Sure, time in solitary confinement give lots of time to think about new gunpowder formulas, but it'd still be better to not be in solitary in the first place. This is Dodoko, my oldest and bestest friend. Okay, now I've introduced you, don't forget her name again, all right? No more calling Dodoko. That silly doll Klee always hangs on her rucksack. Thanks for helping me out every time I get in trouble. I have a thank you present for you. Barbecued fish made with my own secret recipe. Okay, so the secret recipe is exploding the fish out of the water. They're fully cooked by the time they land. But it's a secret, right? So you don't get to tell anybody. Just pretend like you don't even know. I like things that are fluffy, like Dodoko and dandelions and Razor's hair. You're a good person, but I'm a bad girl. Once I'm out of solitary confinement and am done reflecting on my actions, we We can go play together again, okay? Mondstadt's passes are delicious, especially the ones you grab yourself from Cider Lake. I'm not even kidding, even my mom thinks so. I hate Mondstadt's crabs, all of them. I want to go out and play. I don't want to just sit there trying to de-shell a crab all day. Yummy, yummy. Oof, I'm so full. Yay! I got to eat something tasty today. I'm so happy. Thank you. It looks yummy, but it's kind of hard work to eat. How about you help me? Pretty please? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear traveler. Happy birthday to you. You're older than me, right? That means you've had way more birthdays than me. I'm so jealous. New bomb research complete. Now let's get out of here before Jean finds out. Yeah, I improved again. But as Jean says, continuous self-improvement is one's duty. She says that means I'm allowed to be a bit happy about it, but not the most happy I've ever been in my whole life about it. Thanks for helping me gather so much stuff for my research. If you ever want to learn how to make a bomb, I can teach you, you know. I remember the first time I ever heard an explosion. I wasn't scared at all. Later on, I found out that apparently that's not normal and most people would have been scared. But hey, you're not scared of my bombs, right? I knew it! That's why you're my bestest friend ever. Jumpy Dumpty go! Boing boing boom! Pew! Sparks and splash! Blazing delight! Blow them all up! La la la! Da da da! More treasure, more treasure! Yay, shiny! Maybe there's even more buried below! What did you do that for? Jean, they're picking on me! I feel kind of woozy. I can make a big bang if you want. Are you okay? Yay, I did it! Oh, wait, no, I didn't. I want to go home now. It was an accident. No fair! That really hurt. Klee can help. Ta-da! Klee is here. Yeah, let's go on a big adventure.
I am Kujou Sara. You may forget my name, but this you must know. On my watch, Inazuma will always be defended, and the will of the Shogun will always be done. Deity or demon, if you make an enemy of me, you will be struck down. Oh, Don't be so nervous. I have agreed to fight by your side, and I will honor that commitment. I may be uncompromising on matters of great importance, but on most other things, you'll find me quite easygoing. To strike your foe takes unity between mind, arrow, and bow. To manifest eternity per the Almighty Shogun's will. That is what I aspire to. The duty of a Tengu warrior is to watch over the mountains and forests, while that of the Kujou clan is to guard Inazuma. These two are of the same ilk. The sound of rain masks the enemy's footsteps. Stay alert. Listen. Thunder speaks the will of the Almighty Shogun. I would like to catch a snowflake, but once you have them in the palm of your hand, they melt away all the more quickly. The skies are clear, and the sun is bright. Fine weather for a showdown. Good morning? You mean you only just got out of bed? This is already quite late by my standards. I typically rise well before daybreak. I am not in the habit of resting at noon, but if you wish to do so, I will wait for you. Good evening. You know, in Hanamizaka, the sight of the sakura by night is quite splendid. I never tire of it. Go and rest. I will stay here and keep watch. I am grateful to Takayuki. The Tenryou Commission is all I've ever had to rely on, and I will do everything within my power to defend my family's honor. You want to know about the Tenryou Commission's code of conduct? Loyalty to the Raiden Shogun, of course. That is also my life's creed. Am I ready to depart? Let me put it to you like this. If you were to make a habit of asking me this question every time before you move out, you would find that you only receive an answer from me 1 time out of 10. The other 9 times, I would already be fighting fiercely on the front line. Not because I'm foolhardy, nor because I lack courtesy, but because the battle never waits till you are ready. My aspirations? I thought you already knew. To assist the Almighty Shogun in manifesting eternity. That is what I aspire to. Personal aspirations. It's, not something I've ever thought about before. Though you present an unstable factor in the Almighty Shogun's eternity, unstable does not have to mean a threat. So I am not your enemy. But I will be watching you at all times. When I confiscated people's visions, I trampled on their ambitions. Now that the Vision Hunt decree has been repealed, I must atone for my actions. I am led to believe that you can hear those ambitions, the ones echoing within the visions embedded on the statue of the omnipresent God. I'd like you to tell me more about them. Also, your own ambitions. I would like to hear about those as well. Only if the gods cast their gaze upon you will you receive a vision. Since my own vision was granted by the Almighty Shogun, I shall return it to her in the end, without hesitation, and with no regrets. During a previous assignment, a vendor in Hanamizaka gifted me a kind of spinning top, called the Solo. It's a toy that you can play with when you're by yourself. I was quite taken with it, so I kept it. You want to play with it together? But that would defy the principle on which the Solo is based. Respectfully, I must decline. Do you know what the most distinctively Inazuman item of all is? No, it is not a blade of any sort. It is a lacquerware carving of the statue of Her Excellency, the almighty Narukami Ogosho, God of Thunder. They are handmade by old and skilled lacquerware craftspeople, and nearly every single home in the city has one. My house, you ask? I have 5. Whenever something is bothering me inside, I stand beneath the sacred sakura, close my eyes, and try to calm my mind. When I open my eyes again, the falling blossoms will guide my path. The Tenryo Commission's estate is very large. It would serve us well to have a fine housekeeper, like Toma, who would keep all the numerous and disparate household affairs in order. If he ever tires of working for the Kamisato clan, I would very much like for him to come to us. Though I doubt that day will ever come. In the Kujou household, normally the only sound to be heard is that of soldiers training in the dojo. But in the Kamisato household, there's the sound of music, dance, bickering, and laughter. I have heard that Miss Kamisato is skilled in the game of Go, and I've always hoped for an occasion to pay her a visit. But I also worry that someone of a serious demeanor like myself may not quite fit in there. As long as she is not setting off fireworks in my camp, I will cause her no trouble. Yes, I know. All else aside, her fireworks are spectacular and brilliant, and she deserves all the praise she gets. The issue for me is that fireworks are fleeting in nature. After one brief moment of dazzling light, all that remains is the pitch-black night sky, the same as before. So I often have to caution myself not to become too captivated by this illusory spectacle. It is transient, but Inazuma is eternal, and my mission is to protect Inazuma. Shikanoin and I may be colleagues, but I have few positive words to say about him. He seems preoccupied with his personal schemes while official duties take second place. The only reason I have not sought to bring him into line so far is that his investigations deliver results. Ugh, he is such a headache. As I'm sure you've heard many times before, the Almighty Shogun seeks eternity, an existence beyond the dominion of thought and longing. Abandon mortal ties, strive for an unchanging eternity. The Almighty Shogun's manner is always resolute, and I do not always fully grasp the meaning of her words. But this is her decision, and I trust her. So the Vision Hunt decree was repealed. Yes, it seems that you were right. But this is not to say that the Almighty Shogun made a mistake. She has simply chosen to pursue eternity by a different route. I do not know whether the Shogun has finally found inner peace after protecting Inazuma over all these millennia. All I know is that however perilous the road ahead may become, I will follow her, as I have always done. Gujiai's actions often leave me with many questions. Nevertheless, the fact that she is the head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine clearly shows the level of trust and approval that the Shogun places in her, and for this reason, I also greatly respect her. But if there ever comes a day when she disobeys the Shogun's will, then please accept my apologies in advance. She is more proficient as a military strategist than a priestess. The way she uses directives to wage war is almost unheard of. I wonder if I should adopt this technique for commanding the Shogun's army. But this could lead us to a situation whereby war is waged at the negotiation table, each side with their pack of strategy cards, playing them one by one until a victor emerges. Then again, perhaps not. Goro is to Sangonomiya Kokomi as I am to the Raiden Shogun. He is fiercely loyal, and I have great respect for this. It's a shame we're on opposing sides, so we'll never get to work together. Still, I am glad to have an admirable foe. Also, I hear he's a fifth-born son. That just makes it even better. I can't help but get a little irate when his name comes up. He kicked up a big fuss when I confiscated his vision. By far the noisiest person. No, the noisiest Oni I've ever encountered. He showed he was enough of a man to admit defeat, but the rematch he insisted upon... To this day, I still don't want to talk about it. If you really must know, you can go and ask him yourself.
With her talent and qualifications, it's a shame she decided to join the Arataki gang. I must concede, however, that at the very least, her presence has effectively prevented idlers from stirring up trouble and disturbing the public, reducing the burden on the Tenryo Commission. Recently, I often feel a mysterious gaze from the shadows that disappears as soon as I turn to look. What an absurd prank. Huh? A Nekomata, you say? Huh. She should have just come right up to me if she needed something.
You want to know more about me? No, what exactly? I can't discuss Tenryo Commission business with you. That's strictly confidential. And I certainly can't divulge anything relating to the almighty Shogun. What exactly are you trying to achieve, Me on a personal level? I suppose that's not out of the question, just unprecedented. I lead a relatively simple life when I'm not leading an army into battle. I always get out of bed at 5:05, on the dot. Then I go to the courtyard, where I take 5 deep breaths before walking 5 laps around it. For breakfast, I typically eat 5 mouthfuls. 5 is my lucky number, so I do things in 5s. Oh, do you have some objection to that? The thing that gave me the most trouble when enforcing the Vision Hunt decree was those officers of the Shogun's army who would abuse their authority to be heavy-handed with those we detained. The will of the almighty Shogun must be executed, but I do not condone violence against innocent people. I have expressly forbidden such behavior on countless occasions. But, judging by the outcome, it seems difficult to root out. If you have any ideas on how to tackle it, please, share them with me. Although I was fully adopted by the Kujou clan, I know that Takayuki does not look at me the same way he looks at Kamaji. I might be a little stone-faced sometimes, but even I get lonely. Especially when I catch sight of one of my subordinates sharing an intimate moment with their family. I'm sorry, I have nothing but gratitude for Takayuki. How could I be so disrespectful? Now that I think about it, you and I are a good example of achieving concord through conflict. We were on opposite sides. Diametrically opposed, you could say. I never imagined I would end up alongside you, either in battle or in long conversation. Fate has been kind to me. No, sorry. Ignore that. To this day, not a day goes by without bow exercises and target practice. From adopting the stance, to aiming, to hearing the twang of the bowstring, none of this is dry and repetitive for me. It is about transcending the me of yesterday. I wouldn't call it a hobby, so much as a lifelong discipline. The existence of a Tengu warrior's wings is an objective fact. as is the reality that they will take up a certain amount of space when standing side by side. So when you say, "come closer," I fail to see how exactly I am supposed to achieve that. I have always had a preference for easy-to-carry foods that provide quick and ample sustenance, such as onigiri, the top choice for replenishing your stamina in the middle of a battle. But that's just a personal preference. I don't dictate what my subordinates have to eat. I generally avoid sweet foods, not that I have a strong aversion to them. Why? Well, sweet things put your mind and body at rest. So if I ever eat sweet things, it's easy to... Essentially, I mustn't slack off, and that's the end of it. No further questions on this topic.
So there is a dish that tastes even better than onigiri? Then I shall be sure to remember its name. I have eaten my fill. Thank you for your hospitality. Oh, no need for dessert.
Excellent timing. I will dispense with the formalities and get straight to the point. Do you have a birthday wish? Providing that it does not conflict with the almighty Shogun's grand cause, I will make every effort to see it come to fruition. To show that I am being completely serious, I will allow you to make not 1, but 5 birthday wishes. My bow sounds in peak condition. 1 shot is all I need. Power duly assimilated. Ready to receive instruction. The Shogun's army might as well just be me. The responsibility for honing my strength and advancing my martial abilities lies with me. And yet you have so diligently and willingly helped me. I will become worthy of this power by harnessing it for a higher cause. Also, the favor of the Tengu will always be with you. Quiver! Strike! Flash! Glory to the Shogun! No turning back! Storm the front! Excellent. These spoils will boost morale. Good. Leave nothing of value behind. Restock and press onward. To the bitter end. I will overcome. I'm at my limit. Regroup. Retreat. Life is not eternal. I willingly yield. I am defeated. Again. A worthy adversary. Impossible! They're gaining the upper hand! I will lead us to victory. Let's do this. With you all the way.
Oh, hey there. I'm Kuki Shinobu, deputy leader of the Arataki gang. We offer a wide range of services, including but not limited to transport and logistics, security, home repair, and musical performances. Please feel free to contact me if you need anything. Here's my card. Just let me know if you ever find yourself in a pinch. I can help you out. The criteria for certificate exams are straightforward enough. What it really comes down to is whether you are willing to put in the time. If you study and practice, then it's really not all that difficult. If the Arataki gang stirs up any trouble, I'll drag every last one of them back to apologize. We don't need an umbrella. Just pick up the pace. Be careful. No one wants to get struck by lightning. Let's just finish the job and leave. There's no need to waste time. It's a nice day, but I can't seem to shake this strange feeling. Let's just hope it's my imagination. What a pleasant breeze. Morning. Going out to train? I didn't know you were so diligent. Hey, what would you like to eat? I've been saving up lately, so lunch is on me. Some commissions are better done by night. I can't trust the gang with such tasks, though, so I usually do them myself. Go ahead and take a rest if you need. Don't worry about me. My primary responsibilities are to bring in business and maintain a stable team. As well as bailing out the gang from the police station, returning snacks and toys to kids, and catching anyone secretly slacking off during a job. I guess you could say all this extra work comes with being part of the Arataki gang. I suppose that leaders of other groups wouldn't have to put up with that kind of stuff. But then again, no one else could do the job like me. Huh? What would happen if the gang ever disbanded? First of all, that would never happen. Secondly, even if that did happen, I've got nothing to worry about. I've always got a way to make ends meet. Come find me if you ever suddenly want to become certified in anything. I'll lend you all my notes for the exam. Believe me, my notes are detailed enough to help anybody pass. Whether you are in the Arataki gang or not, I'll never treat you as an outsider. Just go ahead and leave the logistics and planning to me. Trust me, I'm an expert. I can handle anything, no matter how complicated it might seem. You're concerned about my safety? Don't worry. All these years of experience aren't just for show. Just like a certificate, this vision is solid proof of my capabilities. The only difference is that I'm still not certain about a vision's assessment criteria. I wear a mask because I don't want to be recognized by anybody, especially when I'm working with the Arataki gang. If someone I know manages to recognize me, they're sure to make a big fuss about it. Gives me a headache just thinking about it. I won't ever let it happen again. Never mind. I came up with the gang bylaws so everyone would have a set of guidelines to follow. Why are they willing to follow my rules? Because both my words and my fists are very persuasive. There is a saying circulating among the shrines claiming that if you weave Naku weed into a ring and wrap it around your body, it can dispel disaster and bring good fortune. So, do you believe that? I, however, personally find the plant's paralyzing effect a little more practical. After the Sakoku decree was lifted, the Raiden Shogun issued many decrees aimed at supporting the development of various industries. All those certificates I received during the Sakoku decree are coming in real handy now, and the gang is finally out of the red. Fate really does have its ways. Who would have thought after all that, I'd still have her to thank. Madame Kujou? Yes, she's a friend of mine. Huh? You're surprised that I know her? Oh, you must have misunderstood. I knew her from before I joined the Arataki gang. In fact, it's hard to tell who's the winner whenever we spar. You can't imagine how boring it is to be a shrine maiden. Even Lady Guji from the Grand Narukami Shrine has her publishing gig to break up the monotony. I will never go back to being a shrine maiden. Never. The boss has a lot of unpleasant memories from his past, but he still manages to stay positive. I'd say that kind of resilience is pretty rare. He treats us well, and his character has a good effect on everyone in the gang. Of course, it's never an excuse for him to run amok with no consideration for others. Just let me know if he ever causes you any trouble, and I'll be sure to make him regret ever being rude to you. Back then, I had an argument with my family, and I only wanted to run away as far as I could. So I went to study law in Liyue, but thanks to this experience, I got to meet Yanfei. She's like a walking law encyclopedia. Huh? Me? I have a certificate, but there are a lot of restrictions for practicing law. It's not really the right field for me. He's different from the other Doshin of the Tenryo Commission. I have yet to see him on patrol or apprehend anyone, and he occasionally comes to Mita by intelligence. In exchange, I asked him to put in a good word for me whenever I'm bailing people out of the police station. He gladly agreed. I'd say that's a pretty good deal. After all, getting the boys to keep their eyes and ears open on the streets is easy enough. I've worked many different jobs and I'm certified in a variety of fields. In terms of management, I've led a small team and have been responsible for delegating tasks and allocating resources according to... sorry. Don't mind me. Sometimes I still slip into interview mode. I come from a family of shrine maidens. But I'm not cut out for that kind of work at all. When I ran away from home, I immediately thought I should learn as much as possible to support myself. I studied everything, from cooking, tailoring, and fighting, to legal consulting, publishing, and editing. It wasn't until I really settled into society that I realized I've learned everything I need. Huh? You think I've got good social skills? Well, you could say I've seen a lot of the world by now. I've learned how to read people based on their expressions and body language. Besides, 9 times out of 10, it's the gang getting in trouble. I don't mind putting on a face to get us out of a sticky predicament, but I still prefer not to smile. When I first joined the Arataki gang, the boss told me to teach the others how to fight. So the first thing I did was beat them up, one by one. I was a little surprised that even in their bruised and swollen state, they still respectfully called me Shinobu and asked me to lead them. At that moment, I knew they really were a big bunch of idiots. But that's fine. Even a group like this won't slow me down. I'll just take care of everything myself. It's my own decision to stay in the Arataki gang. It can be pretty annoying having to clean up their mess all the time, but in return, they treat me with a sincerity that is irreplaceable. They always save the best things for me and never leave me feeling down. When I announced my decision to stay in the gang, they all cheered for me. I know outsiders don't think very highly of the Arataki gang, and the members themselves don't really care what others think. But I still want to strive to change the impression we leave. I might complain about them from time to time as my family, but I'll never let anyone badmouth them. Being in the gang means having lots of free time. I often finish reading a whole book or even pass a certificate exam before I even realize it. Kinda nice, wouldn't you agree? When my family asks about me, At least I can tell them I don't waste my time. And when I go job hunting, I have lots of qualifications to rely on. In this ultra-competitive society, a misfit like myself with all these certificates will never go hungry. Back then, I wanted to avoid getting dragged back to the shrine at all costs, so I had to find a way to stand on my own 2 feet. So far, I think I'm doing all right. Even after eating something really filling like ramen or gyoza, I still always want to finish my meal with a small bowl of rice. Rice is just delicious, that's all. Is there a problem with that? There's a saying I heard in Liyue. There's no bad food, only bad cooks. After getting my license as a chef, I became even more convinced that this is absolutely true. This is truly exceptional. I'll just have another bite. Did you make this? You're more than qualified to be a chef. Ugh. Honestly, did you use the wrong seasonings? Happy birthday. Here, take this special dart made from nakuweed. Be careful. Yep, that's the way to hold it. Make sure you predict the trajectory before you throw it. I'm happy that you like it. Oh, don't treat it like a toy. It's still quite dangerous. If you want to practice a little more, I can teach you. If you haven't mastered the basics, then there's no point in even trying to discuss it. That's the purpose of a basic level certificate, to show you actually know something. I have an intermediate certificate, which means that I'm qualified to handle most problems. Is there anything I can help you with? Earning an advanced certificate is not easy. It requires both talent and actual combat experience. Certificates are useful for judging professional skills, but they fail to measure the amount of effort or emotional investment involved. Our friendship has gone beyond something that can be expressed with a simple thank you. Let me express my feelings by always giving the very best of my abilities. Our bond is strong. Dissipate. Stand with me. I'll settle this. Lightning purifies! Out of my way! Every little bit counts. All right, this'll do. It's all yours. Stop right there! Now I'm mad. All right, it's my turn. I'll clean this up. I'm qualified to handle this. Sorry for the trouble. Take care of the gang. What a humiliation. Again. Just you wait. Looking for a fight? Wait for my signal. What'd they do this time? Don't tell me they did it again.
Hi, I'm Layla, a Ratawa student. Oh, sorry, I didn't sleep well last night, so I'm a bit out of it today. What did you say again? You want to team up with me? No. It's not that I don't want to. I'm just not sure my crazy sleep schedule will really work for you. But, I guess I look forward to working with you. Even when we're not looking up at the stars, they're always there, watching over us. My legs are so sore. Guess I must have been sleepwalking last night. Again. Why do I have to write so many papers? Why? Oh, the weather's terrible. Shoot, if I can't see the sky tonight, I really can't put off my star mapping homework any longer. Oh, the snow is sparkling, just like the stars in the night sky. The sun's making me so sleepy. Okay, let me grab a pillow and rest my eyes before this wears off. It's been two days since I last. Oh, scorching hot days and freezing cold nights. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Did you get enough sleep? If you're still tired, you should go back to sleep for a bit. Me? I'm used to it. I'm in the middle of a stellar kinematics calculation right now. Just go to lunch without me. Wait, this angle isn't right. No. Shoot. How far in was I when this mistake crept in? I'm going to turn in early tonight. Hope I can actually get to sleep. Dear mighty God of wisdom, please bless my slumber, I pray. Okay, closing my eyes now. Right. Let's see what stumped Daylight Layla this time. She hasn't touched the 3rd-year-old Starlocks yet. They definitely need working through. And there's a few charts to be appended to the midterm report, which... Yep, she hasn't even started drawing up yet. All right, time to get to work. Huh? What are you doing up? You should be asleep right now. Me? Sleepwalking, of course. According to my textbook, using theoretical astrology to solve specific problems in our daily lives should not be our primary goal. But whether we should or not, the real reason nobody does it is that, well, it's not worth the effort. When we do a prediction, we usually have to use multiple celestial globes and consult at least one whole year's worth of star charts to get any precise answers. To go through all that just to find out whether the price of spices will go up tomorrow. I mean, it's just not worth it. Since I found something I like and that I'm good at, I think I should try and stick with it. Even if the journey is difficult, and even if the competition is fierce, and even if there's no guarantee I'll graduate, and even if I have to return all my scholarships if I fail my final exams. Maybe I should just drop out and go back home. I agree. I don't like having to pull an all-nighter to catch up on schoolwork either, but they just keep piling on the assignments, don't they? That's how things go here. So obviously I have to help her out. Wanna keep me company? If I don't end up staying at the academia after graduation, I think I'll come travel the world with you. What do you think? Oh, where's that glowing coming from? I could have sworn I turned the lights off before I fell asleep. Oh, it's just my vision. No wonder. Oh, wait, but didn't I leave this on my nightstand? The chief editor of our darshan keeps dialogues that show the fates of all living beings. They are, without a shadow of a doubt, the apex of astronomical knowledge. The first time I saw one, I was scared speechless. Are you interested? If you just want to take a quick look, let me put in an application for you. I think it should be fine. I think. Are there any plants that can catch bugs? Because if so, I need their help. I don't fall asleep easily to begin with, but now there's this little flying bug somewhere in my room. The buzzing is so loud and it never stops. But I've tried, but I just can't find it. Mona Magistus, the astrologist. Her astrology column in the Steambird is well known among Ratawa's scholars. Her articles always cover super specialized topics, but can still be appreciated by non-academics. That's no easy feat. Huh? Her name seems to just roll off my tongue? Oh, that's just because I have a lot of respect for amazing people. Oh, I know who you're talking about. Lisa Minchi, the legendary Spontamod prodigy who graduated in just 2 years. If only I had her brains. Huh? You met her in person when you were in Mondstadt? Really? So, what's her studying process like? What books does she read and what kind of work does she do? Where should I start if I want to learn from her? Oh, Dory. I took the plunge and bought something from her once. She looked euphoric as I was settling the bill. I think she assumed I was some sort of mega-rich person. Kept relentlessly sending product ads to me in the mail afterwards. Ugh, biggest mistake of my life. I paid such a huge price for it. 'Cause not only did I spend all of my scholarship money in one go, but for most of the next year I had to survive mainly on cheap vegetables. And I couldn't buy textbooks unless they were on sale. The General Mahamatra is really good at Genius and Vacation TCG? Oh, I wonder if... if I ever got the chance, maybe I could play a game with him. Card games like Genius and Vacation TCG are always easier when you're good at mental math, so actually, I don't know, but I might not necessarily lose to him. Huh. I saw someone who matches that description when I woke up after sleepwalking for the first time. Candace, huh? Now I know. I still remember the moment I woke up. All of my reports and essays were done. At that time, it felt like after pleading to the stars for days and days, now they'd finally heard me and sent a messenger to help me. I felt so touched. I bet someone who's good enough to get a job like scribe never has to worry about whether their projects will get approved or be successful. Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. If he's a scribe, he probably doesn't have to do any projects in the first place. So lucky. Dear mighty God of wisdom, I've been studying late into the night for days on end. Please let me pass this exam. Please. Please. Has Professor Farazan managed to get any students? People from the Haravatat Darshan say that she always has difficulty getting funding for her projects, so it's hard for her to attract students too. I'm not naturally talented, nor am I a fast learner. I only got into the academia by studying like crazy for the entrance exam. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. I can't chat right now. Mentioning the academia reminds me that my academic progress report is due soon, and I still haven't got any progress to write about yet. My relationship with my advisor? How should I put it? Oh, don't get me wrong. She's been good to me. She even gave me a recommendation when I started at the school, and every time I feel like I just can't go on, she's there to give me some much-needed encouragement, and then to assign me another essay right after. Almost all of Sumeru's best and brightest have attended the academia, and there are a ton of scarily intelligent international students too. So you can imagine how competitive it is here. Studying alongside some of these people, sometimes it makes me wonder, am I really cut out for this? Shh, be quiet. Don't wake her up. Just let her sleep peacefully. Who's her? Well, a very weary Layla who's constantly stressed about her schoolwork, of course. And me? I'm Layla too. I've heard people say she thinks a blessing from the stars is the reason why all of her outstanding schoolwork gets magically finished while she's asleep. She has absolutely no idea. Oh, but seriously, don't tell her, okay? Drawing star charts is really tiring work. I really don't think I'd be able to keep at it if it wasn't something I'm interested in. You have to use a ruler, then do some calculations on paper, then check past star logs. Before you know it, the whole day is gone. But then, when I look at the finished product, a huge, neatly drawn, accurate map of the stars, it always gives me a huge sense of accomplishment. I slept okay-ish before I came to the academia, but since I started my studies, there's so much pressure. I just want to be able to sleep the whole night through. Every night before I go to bed, I make myself a glass of warm milk in the hope I'll sleep well tonight. I hope I'll sleep well tonight. Hope I'll sleep well tonight. Someone once told me about a mysterious merchant who was selling really effective sleep gummies. It cost all my scholarship money plus all the other more I'd saved up. But I bought some. They worked great, and for a while I slept like a baby, but They're 200,000 more a box. I can't afford that. I can't let myself buy them ever again. Nope, no way. Not even if they were buy one, get one free, or, well, buy one, get two free. Actually, maybe I'd consider that. This is amazing. I'm so jealous. You're good at everything. It's really good. Maybe we should just grab some takeout. Happy birthday! I got you this pocket astrolabe. The same stars witness the fate of the human race today, as did yesterday, and as will forever. May they cast their gaze upon you, and may they stay with you always, through the desert and across the ocean, until you reach your destination. Get it together, Layla. You've got to work harder. Get it together, Layla. You're doing well so far, but you've still got a lot to learn. Get it together, Layla. You've been studying hard and reading everything you could get your hands on. Well done. But you can't afford to slack off now. The moment you get lazy, you'll fall behind and end up having to postpone your graduation. Spare yourself the humiliation. Get it together, Layla. Believe in yourself and in the person who's helped you come this far. The two of you together can solve any problem that comes your way. Whew. All right. Time to leave my worries behind. Let's go. The night is cold. Not now. My guiding stars. Stars, shine for me. Cold, mine to command. Don't be scared. A little goes a long way. Oh, glad I saw this. I almost didn't even notice it. Wow. Suddenly, I don't feel so tired. So sleepy. No. Is it too late for an extension? Wake up! You look half asleep. Oh no! You're hurt! Sweet sleep at last. I'm sorry, Professor. This is just a bad dream. Come on! That's not fair! That's against the rules! Can't sleep? Let's go for a walk then. I applied for vacation. You remember too, right? My mind is completely blank. I need to get out and unwind.
Hi, darling. Are you going to be Lisa's little helper? What? Me? A grand mage? That was a long time ago. I'm just a humble librarian now. Don't worry, darling. I'll take very good care of you. So... it's nearly time for afternoon tea. Why not keep me company for a while? There'll be plenty of time for work later. Today's no good for going out. Did I say that yesterday as well? Perfect weather for sipping a cup of tea while gazing out the window. When I practice my spells in weather like this, I can do half the work for double the impact. I'm just teasing. Such a calming breeze. Perfect for taking a nap, don't you think? Good morning, Jean. Oh, it's you. Sorry, dear. It must almost be time for a nap. You're still up? I'm getting sleepy. I can see how hard you've been working today. Let me think of a way to reward you. I'm not lazy. I just know to save my energy for when I need it most. I can be your teacher, your master, or your friend. Or all three if you want. Let me show you a thing or two, lest we let your efforts go to waste. Wait, one last thing. A kiss on the forehead from master to follower. Now you're my star pupil. Visions? They're a necessary device in controlling the elements, with you being the sole exception, of course. As for why that is, perhaps we can find the time to experiment a little. Feel free to use the alchemists upstairs from the library whenever you want. But make sure you knock first. We wouldn't want you seeing anything you're not supposed to now, would we? Calla lilies are a medicinal flower with antidotal properties. With them in hand, there's no need to worry about the side effects of any potions. Jean is a gifted and dedicated leader. Seeing how hard she works makes even me want to help her out. Amber was just a young girl when she joined the Knights, and in the blink of an eye, she's turned into such a strong young lady. I'm curious to see what she'll be like a few years from now. Have you heard Barbara sing before? Her angelic voice contains a magical healing energy. A different kind of magical energy from the one in my potions, of course. I wonder which one you prefer. You want to know about D-Luke? In that case, I know someone else you should talk to. Come on, Razor. That's it. Good boy. Let's do some combat practice. I found you the perfect partner. Hey, come back! Last time little Klee wanted to use my workshop for her experiments, I had to say no, and she was angry at me for the rest of the day. What happened the next day, you ask? She went off happily to play outside, of course. Asked Mona. She seems to be an excellent mage, but I'm not a part of their Hexen circle. The idea of Erminsel exploration and formal tea parties just leaves me cold. Albedo is quite the alchemist. Just say the word and he'll come up with a good solution. He's easy on the eyes, too. Just like you. Fischl. Yes, she's always in the library looking to borrow fantasy novels. She always returns her books 3 days early and looks after them very well. She's a good kid. Every time I ask Noelle to dust off the bookshelves, I'm always left with the sense that the more exhausted I make her, the happier she becomes. Yes, who knows what's going on with her? Try not to bother Sucrose if you're at a loose end. You'll only startle the poor girl. She's gifted at interacting with all sorts of exotic creatures, just hopeless when it comes to humans. I've barely kept in touch with anyone from the academia since leaving Sumeru, except for the occasional letters to my teachers out of basic courtesy. Fortunately, not every promising student turned out as lazy as I am. I heard that one of my juniors, Sino, now leads quite the action-packed life. Oh, dear little Klee. Every time she writes to me, she tries out new words and expressions she's learned recently. No wonder she's improving so quickly. That wonderful and warm-hearted master of hers must have helped a lot, too. I do rather envy Huffman for having such a caring little brother. Mika takes care of everything around the house, and even looks after him when he's drunk. Ah, how nice it must be to lounge around all day without a care in the world. What do you mean I already do that? You're getting quite bold these days, aren't you, cutie? So, which element would you like to learn about today? My past? So, you want to get to know me a little better, huh? That's a story for another day, but I'm touched that you asked. When I taught Razor how to utilize elemental energy, I never expected him to master the technique so quickly. Come to think of it, you're talented too. Maybe I could teach you a few tricks. What's that? You want to learn some Sumeru Academia magic? I'm afraid it might be a bit too much for you to handle right now. Though I suppose it can't hurt to teach you some of the basics. Here, start by reading the beginner's guide. It's only 800 pages or so. A vision may seem like a great tool, but one day, the power one accumulates always finds a way to turn back on you. Should such a day come for me, so long as you're around. Never mind. Hey, darling, would you like to try one of my magic potions? There's no knowing what it will do to you until you try it, though. Don't say I didn't warn you. The interrogation room upstairs has sat there unused for 2 years now. It would be a much more lively place if Hertha would agree to let me use it as my private workshop. She's such a spoilsport. I like making my own vegetable soup. I put a big bunch of vegetables into a cauldron and stir it with a long spoon. What does it taste like? Here, why don't you try it for yourself? Open wide. I suffer from extreme pumpkin phobia. The fall harvest is a difficult time of year for me, as you can imagine. I wonder if it would be worth the trouble to make all the pumpkins in the world disappear. Well, aren't you just the sweetest? Thanks, cutie. You just made my day. You've really got a knack for this, haven't you? Ugh. Oh my, this is really... Here, take this amulet. It will bring you good luck. It's my birthday gift to you. I spent a long time making it, so don't lose it now. Surely you don't want me working overtime. That would be no good. Chances to practice should be left to you newcomers, no? If I were to recover my full power, who knows what kind of things might happen. I've already tried to persuade you every way possible. Have it your way, cutie. I can no longer go on pretending at this point. Even a hilly churl would see through the act. So be it. Let me introduce you to the true witch of Purple Rose. You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. Blitz. You've been a naughty boy. Let's spark things up a little. Surrender and I'll be gentle. Try not to enjoy this too much. No pain, no gain. Oh my. What do you think, cutie?
I have some for you, too. I'm a bit rusty. Oh no, I'm gonna ruin my gloves.
Don't force it, darling. Do you need me to lend a hand? Going out is tiring. Looks like I got carried away. I knew I should have stayed home. Don't be such a brute. Here, let me help you. I'll keep an eye on you. Ooh, you're taking me out?
Mika, Frontline Land Surveyor, Knights of Favonius Reconnaissance Company, reporting in. It's an honor to fight alongside you. If there's anything I can do to support you, just let me know, and I'll get to it right away. Anyway, I'll make every effort to navigate us safely and report accurate intel on the enemy. Oh, we'd better stay battle-ready. Our next mission could start at any time. Verifying our current position, measuring distance to target area. All right, I've recorded the terrain conditions. No matter what kind of environment you may find yourself in, with thorough reconnaissance, you should be able to establish a safe route. Oh, the rain is really coming down. Oh, let's just hope the conditions out here won't get too muddy. Otherwise, I'll need to help everyone clean their boots, and there won't be enough time to prepare a meal. Thunder can mask the sound of movement, which is why it's our friend. Freshly fallen snow may be beautiful, but it masks the more nuanced features of terrain, which can be a pain. The sun is out, and visibility is excellent. Perfect conditions for observation. Couldn't ask for anything better. Huh. Could this wind be a sign from the Animo Archon? Or is it just a result of the terrain's effects on the atmosphere? Oh, good morning. I prepared the breakfast we usually eat in the expeditionary force. If you don't mind, maybe you could tell me our plan of action for today while you eat. Oh, please wait a moment. Our meal's almost ready. Field ration number 3. It's the reconnaissance company's favorite. I'll check the nearby area again shortly to see if there are any suitable places for a short rest. Dinner served. Although it's just some basic field rations, it should still have all the nutrients you need. Please, dig in. If you have any equipment that needs maintenance, you can also give them to me. It's getting late, and I need to get the day's survey records in order. The camp beds are ready, so why don't you have a rest? After you've recovered your energy, our midnight snack should also be ready, and we can trade posts. What's a frontline land surveyor? Well, my duty is to scout ahead into unknown territory, survey the terrain, and identify key locations. Sometimes, we also have to deal with enemy sentries, so in addition to being able to map out the terrain, I also have to stay combat ready, know first aid, and have strong survival skills. Making camp, starting a fire, cooking food, and maintaining equipment. These are all essential tasks that must be done. If the others dislike such duties, and if I can, manage them to a satisfactory degree, then the least I can do is to help out. That way, everyone can have a breather and relax a little. Sorry. I heard all about you when I first arrived back in Mondstadt. Super powerful people like you and Paimon usually have some kind of strict personal code. Since many super powerful people would also have a bad temper, I was afraid that if I misspoke, you might get upset. But luckily, you two are really nice, and I have nothing to worry about. Some forward scouts will use the word octave to indicate that they've run out of arrows and are returning to camp, or vera to mean the conditions are good, we should engage the enemy. Hey, why don't we also come up with some code words? It'll come in handy, especially if we'll be working together long term. Go ahead. I'm good with any of your ideas. To be honest, even I was amazed that I managed to receive a vision. It's really come in handy, but I shouldn't completely rely on its powers. Instead, I prefer to think of it as a sort of safeguard to use in case something happens. As a member of the Knights of Favonius, I should place more importance on team cooperation and come up with ways to overcome difficulties together with my teammates. Here's a simple survey trick that you might find useful. Stretch out your arm and raise your thumb towards the target area. Align your right eye's line of sight and your thumb to the left side of the target, and your left eye to the right side of the target, and multiply the distance between the two sides by the right multiplier. You can use this trick to estimate the height of a mountain and whether it's climbable, or the width of a river and whether you can swim across. I heard Klee mention that there's a type of plant that can relay sound. Oh, if only we could somehow carry this plant with us in the field. That way, I could instantly report back about the terrain. I could even stay near the front lines and guide our rear forces to attack enemy targets from afar with volleys of arrows. Before joining the Knights, I had to take a number of exams. Captain Kaya was the main person in charge of all the testing. He was really supportive and gave me all kinds of tips, but sometimes I would struggle to understand what he was saying. I would get worried that I was not keeping up with his pace and that I was letting him down. Grandmaster Varka is not only a strong leader who commands respect, but also my personal combat instructor. He taught me to think on my feet and avoid engaging enemies at close combat to make up for my small stature and relative lack of stamina. Following his advice, I learned how to fight with a polearm and crossbow, and I must say, this fighting style is far more suitable to me. The Grandmaster said that I need to set higher goals for myself and strive to achieve them. I've always had that kind of attitude, but it wasn't until I was on the expedition that I realized how serious things can become. One day, I met the Fatui Harbinger, known as the Captain. I can't even begin to imagine how I can deal with an opponent like him. It's just such powerful people are really on a level of their own. I'm not even remotely close. The deputy... the acting Grand Master is a strong and considerate leader who always makes me feel at ease. She's always out there looking after all of us. Whether it's organizing work, rendering first aid, or cooking delicious meals. There's so much I can learn from her. Oh, Amber the Outrider? She's the most reliable vanguard and has amazing reconnaissance skills. The roles of frontline surveyors and the Outriders are similar, given that we both operate ahead of the main force. Amber has a lot of experience, and I've learned a lot of survival skills from her, as well as how to better maintain my crossbow strings and arrows. Captain Eula is a strong fighter with a combat style of her own, and she's always looked out for me. When I first joined the company, she assigned me a variety of tasks, way more than what other members had, and that quickly improved my ability to adapt. Once I grew accustomed to the way she expresses herself, I was able to work together with her just fine. Actually, I really admire Captain Eula. She is friendly and free-spirited. Oh, and her mental fortitude is out of this world. Oh, if other people gave me strange looks all the time and talked behind my back like they do about her, I don't think I'd be able to leave my room. Our librarian Lisa had always offered her help when I was first teaching myself how to draw maps. She even found a bunch of useful books for me to study. If only I could be as well-learned as she is. After all, it never hurts to have more knowledge, and you never know when you might need it. Oh, Klee? She's super cheerful, and I've heard that she's as strong as the Grand Master himself. She's invited me to go on adventures with her before, and we always had a great time together. Although, she would experiment with dangerous weapons from time to time, which means I've had to revise my maps on several occasions. But I still feel it's worth it. I really like that bard. He's a very talented performer. Oh, and his melodies always seem to make me feel at home. If I had to pick a tune that best represents Mondstadt, it'd definitely be one of his. It's too bad that I'm not often in the city. Otherwise, I could bring him some gifts every day. The chief alchemist has been very kind to me. He helped me make all the survey equipment I use in the field. I even have some pens he made that will work even when I'm hanging upside down from a tree. But it seems that making artistic sketches is quite different from making maps. I've tried to make some sketches of a target area as supplemental intel before. And word has it that Captain Albedo went silent for a long time when he saw them. You want to know more about me? Well, I'm just an ordinary person, so I don't really have any interesting stories. I guess all I could talk about is my experiences. Would you be willing to hear about that? Ever since I was a kid, I've wanted to become a cartographer and map out every corner of Teyvat. It's only later on that I discovered the Knights of Favonius actually have that kind of role. Thanks to my father and brother's support, I was able to make it through the selection process and become a frontline surveyor. This job has let me live out my dreams, and it's already brought me lots of fulfillment. Everyone in the Knights of Favonius is really strong, and I feel like there's something I can learn from each member. After gaining new skills from everyone, I should also do my best to return the favor. So if there's anything the others need help with, then I'll do my best to make that happen. It seems like after I assisted the Grand Master and Captain Eula a few times with their errands, some members of our group have begun to see me as their official messenger. If I ever misspoke, it would cause trouble for our leaders, and the blame would be all mine. So, whenever I'm around others I'm unfamiliar with, I often try to only comment on things I'm absolutely confident in, which makes everyone think I'm timid. But would you say this whole situation is just a sort of misunderstanding? You know, one good thing after coming back from the expedition is that I don't feel so worried anymore. As long as I'm not causing trouble for anyone else, then I don't really mind what anyone might think of me. The Knights of Favonius is like my second family, and I've got to master my work as a frontline surveyor. My hard work can let everyone finish their tasks more smoothly and end their days with just that much less to worry about. Oh, my hobbies? I guess my favorite thing would be camping out in unknown territory. Just taking in the fresh scenery, making a cozy little camp, starting a bonfire and making some food. Oh, it really brings me happiness. To be honest, I'm not too good at dealing with people I'm not familiar with. Maybe it's because I'm not really good at holding a conversation. Can you give me some pointers in that area? The Grandmaster said that a youngster like me needs to eat more meat, which will build more strength and physical stamina. Even though there's little chance I'll ever get really buff, I do like eating meat dishes. The others in the reconnaissance company seem to share this taste as well. Unlike my brother, I can't stand the taste of alcohol. All it takes is one sip and I'd be out cold, and the others would have to go out of their way to take care of me. Even just the smell of a strong drink being opened is enough to make me dizzy. Oh, thanks so much. This is such a marvelous dish. I would feel terrible using it just to fill my stomach. Can I put it away for storage? The taste and portions are both incredible. You really went the extra mile for me. Oh, well, since you went to the trouble of making this for me, I promise I'll finish it. Oh, what should we do for an occasion like this? Today is your most special day, so we should really live it up. I've prepared a tour of Mondstadt's most stunning spots. It contains information on lots of beautiful locations that are hardly known to anyone else. I wish you happiness every day until this day arrives again next year. Even though I'm still miles behind you, I'm feeling a little more confident now. At least, I won't end up dragging you down again. I hope I'll be able to provide more useful intelligence and help take some weight off of your shoulders. Please allow me to always travel alongside you and survey the land around us. Thank you so much. With this, I am now so much closer to my goal, allowing everyone to advance safely and navigate through rough terrain without any fear of fatigue or potential danger. Providing cover fire. Engaging. Final warning. Precision strike. You had your chance. Neutralizing threats. Let's keep going, team. Leave the wounded to me. Now's our chance. I'll be the eyes above. Scouting ahead has its benefits. What do we have here? Treasure located. Good work, everyone. This is a tight spot. Should we reconsider our tactics? The enemy is quite strong. Fall back. I'll cover you. You need medical attention. Should have tried to flank them. I'm sorry, everyone. No! I blew it. Hang in there. I'll be all right. I'm fine. Really. Keep your cool. Let me double-check our equipment. All right. Everything's ready. My lance and crossbow are prepped and ready. I'll take point and scout ahead.